I know you're gonna dig this.
They'll throw to second for one, and now they got the man trapped at third and tagging out.
And 2nd and 2, handoff goes to McCaffrey up the middle, finds a little room, lot more room, and he's off to the races.
Welcome to the In the Zone Sports Talk Radio Network. You're listening to the Just Us Sports Talk Show with your host, Kate Diggs from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, the small city with the large heart, and co-host Dana the Hater Clark from St. Petersburg, Florida. Also co-hosting Murray E. Baskerville from Gotta Be More Careful, Baltimore, Maryland. These are your hosts, bringing you the ultimate in sports news for the ultimate sports fan. Be sure to download the Try99 TV app on any smart device and subscribe to In the Zone Sports Talk Television. The cost is $4.95. Thank you in advance for your support. Now sit back and prepare to get into another episode of the Just Us Sports Talk Show.
I know you're gonna dig this.
What's up, everybody? How y'all doing today? It's Monday, June the 24th, 2024, and basketball season over with. WNBA is getting hot and heavy. Mo said the Boston Celtics. My shirt just got in today. Yeah. We got Game 7 in hockey. And you know what's weird? Because all of us thought that Florida had that thing locked, and only one said no.
Don't say all of us.
Yeah, you was with us too. You was with us too. Only
I
one
was
that
not.
said it wasn't a lock was Lou. Lou was the only one that was saying that it wasn't over. Anybody remember Mo saying that it wasn't a lock?
I remember Matthew saying it.
I said this.
No,
I
that was
said
Lou.
they already won one.
That was Lou
Now
said
they got to
it.
win a streak.
When
But I think
it was Dana or Murray that said it's a lock,
It
and
was Dana.
Matthew said,
It was
I
Dana and
don't
Chicago.
know, I don't think so.
No, that was Lou.
Matthew? Was it?
Oh, was that Lou?
Yep.
Oh, okay, Lou, my fault, Lou.
That was Lou who said that it wasn't a lock. He said, "Oh no, we over talked him
Rich.
everything, man."
Rich is messing up his white dudes here. Come on, Rich.
My fault.
Yo.
Can't even see one of
Oh,
them,
my
dog.
goodness.
Come on, man.
Oh my goodness. So anyway, guys.
Hey, we got that out the way early.
Yeah. Oh man, it's been a crazy last couple of days for me. As you guys can see on the bottom of my screen, you know, with the Just Us Sports Talk Radio, everything, I put that little dedication down to my man Tony Baltimore, who passed away early Friday morning. I got a phone call and got down to the emergency room, and they just said he couldn't come through it. So not only was he my classmate, he was my friend, and he was my brother-in-law. He was a good dude, man. He was a good dude. We would be in the lunchroom. We'd be in class talking about the Celtics and the Sixers. He was a big Mo Cheeks fan. At the time, we had Tiny Nate Archibald with One Bad Will. They went up 3-1 on us. Man, you talking about getting rasped. Oh, my goodness. They ran me forever. And the only thing I said to them, don't let us come back and win. Because if it happens, I ain't going to have no friends. And, of course, Boston did what he did. Philly did what he did. And Philly choked. and Boston won that series 4-3. And that kind of started our relationship off as friends through high school. Graduated. He went in the Navy. I went in the Marine Corps. We never crossed paths in the military, but then we both came back home and we crossed paths again. And we even got closer, you know. And he had some ailments going on with him, but he fought through them. Then he had to get a transplant, and so all our guys got together, and we went down the scene, down on the John Hopkins, and my one friend got so loud that they kicked him out of IC. They kicked him out of ICU once we left. His sister got so mad at one of my friends for being so loud, because he's like, you know, she's like, yo, you're too loud, you know, and we try to accommodate and, you know, not be as loud as one other person was. But he said, you know, later on in life that, you know, that really made him feel good for us to come down and check up on him and see how he was doing, you know. And the guys we got started with 12 guys in our group. And after 12, we had 3 that passed away. And Tony's the latest one of them all. But he probably was the funniest out of all the guys we had in our group. I mean, we talk about midgets, no point intended. He just come up with some of the weirdest stuff to say in post, man. It was hilarious. I'm telling you, he's really gonna be missed. The other guys, Zach didn't really play. Joe Greer played, and check this out, Mo. He drafted 2 field goal kickers in our first draft, and he ended up winning the league with the team he had. I mean, he was a Dolphin fan. He picked all Dolphins. So Dana would be proud of that. And he ended up winning the league. I was like, how did this happen? You know, and I was kind of fresh to the league. I thought I knew what I was talking about. You know, I ain't know nothing. But man, it's when you when you lose somebody that close to you, and even as a brother-in-law, he became our brother-in-law over 2 years ago. And he tried to be sneaky about that with my sister-in-law, but they first met a while ago, you know, through me, because we were at a class reunion meeting, and he came down and saw her, and he said to me after they finished talking, he said, "Yo," he said, he said, "I'm gonna be your brother-in-law." He said, "I'm telling you that right now. Just watch and see. I'm gonna be your brother-in-law." I said, "Okay, well, go at it." You know what I'm saying? She's a demanding woman. She's sweet. I said, "She's lovable." I said, "But you know, let's see where it goes." And it went off. And man, I've never seen 2 people so happy in my life to be with each other. It was like a match made in heaven, man. I'm telling you, they just were. Nobody's a perfect couple, you know what I'm saying? But if you would see them, man, when they smile at each other, man, it's like sunshine. You know, you could just see it in my sister-in-law's eyes that she was happy, and Tony, what she calls him Anthony, together, man. It's just, it was amazing, man. It was just amazing. And we were all supposed to go out to Vegas together this year to do our fantasy league football, but he couldn't go because of his condition. He went to the doc. He said you can go to the beach. He said, well, let me ask you a question. Is flying a possibility? He said, oh no, you can't fly nowhere, especially not to Vegas. You know what I'm saying? So, but it actually, he was the reason why I was going to go, because of him, you know. But he would have been the only one. I think he's the only one that's not going to Vegas this year, you know. But again, man, rest in peace, Tony. We give love to his family, to my sister-in-law, to my niece and nephew. I mean, we graduated together. You know, he went in the Navy, like I said, you know, I went in the Marine Corps. You know, and it just, man, just one of those friends you'll never forget, man. You would never forget him, no matter what, man. And the thing about it is, he's a big Sixer fan. Oh my lord, he's a Sixer fan. When they won their first title, it was the summertime. I called him on the phone. I said, "You happy now? Are you happy now?" He said, "We gonna win next year." I said, "Nah, that's it for y'all. Boston gonna take a couple more, And it's been since 1983, and we still waiting on them Sixers to get to get to at least the Eastern Conference Finals. To have some type of luck or some type of uh um what's the word I'm looking for? Adhere to understand what can get them over the hump. You know what I'm saying? To get them to that finals again. And poor Embiid, you know what I'm saying? It's just one of those things. But guys, again, I'm gonna miss you, bro. And another story, guys. So when I left Talk to Me Sports Radio and I did my own thing with In the Zone Sports, I was looking for a logo, and he threw the logo at me. He said, "Yo, look at this logo." He said, "What do you think about the headphones and the mic?" I said, "Oh, I like that." And then I said, "I'm gonna throw some, the sports around it, the hockey, the basketball, the baseball, all that stuff." And then later on down the line, I jazzed it up with the silhouettes of the players. But he the one that came up with the logo. You know what I'm saying? I came up with the name, but he came up with the logo. And back then, Dana remembers, we basically let people choose the name. I mean, the logo. And I was hoping they would choose that logo because I like the logo. But if everybody chose a different logo, we wouldn't have that logo today. But we do have it anyway. So I thank him for a lot of stuff, man. A lot of stuff. I mean, I appreciate you guys reaching out to me, checking on me, make sure I'm good. It's not like having friends far and near to check up on you, man. When you're down and out. Sometimes just saying hello, how you doing means a lot to a lot of people, man. A lot. You ain't gotta be right there. You ain't gotta be next to them. You ain't gotta be in the next room or whatever. Just reaching out, asking you how you doing. It means a lot, man. I just want to let you guys know that, man. I really appreciate y'all guys. When I'm here, I'm in my zen. This my 2 hours. I love this, man. When I get done with the show, I stay in the room and I just get on Facebook and I get on Facebook and I be watching the little the real stuff going on and things of that nature. Because I just don't like. I don't want to leave my zen. But anyway, let's get to some baseball. All right, guys. I think we got Mo. I think we got who we got on the line? We got Curry and we got Dana. Yeah. We got Dana out there. Dana, be prepared because we coming at you with that Laker thing. You just be patient. Just sit back and relax because we coming at you. So in MLB standings, right? We got the New York Yankees who are 52-28, but them guys are struggling a little bit, Mo. They lost 1 and 3-7 in the last 10. Question, Mo. They lost series to the Dodgers, the Phillies, the Braves, Boston. Is that correct?
I've been paying attention to the Celtics. I haven't been paying attention to them.
Hey, Curry, you hear that, right?
Good answer.
So next up, we got the Baltimore Orioles of 49-28. They're half a game out of first place. They lost 3 in a row, 4-6 in the last 10. The hottest team in that division right now is the Boston Red Sox, who won 2 in a row. They're 8-2 in the last 10. The Central Division, Cleveland Guardians, they may be real this year, guys, but they was real last year too. They the only ones that don't have a double-digit loss at home, so they playing good at home. They're 49-26, 26-9 at home, 23-17 on the road. They won 5 games in a row. They're 64 in the last 10. Twins are 7.5 games out. They got the best winning streak in their division right now. Seattle Mariners is still hanging in there. Matthew, look at your boys doing their thing. 45 and 35, 27 and 12 at home, 18 and 23 on the road. You got to fix that road record, bro. You got to fix that road record. Lost one game, then 5 final last 10. The Houston Astros guys, two games out of get even at 500. They're 22 and 19, 16 and 21 on the road. They won 5 games in a row. They're 7-3 in the last 10. They're the hottest team in that division. In the National League, Philadelphia Phillies are probably the quietest 50 win team out there, actually. They're 51 and 26, 31 and 12 on the road. 31 and 12 at home. And they are 20 and 14 on the road. 1-2 in a row. They're 5-5 last 10. The Braves, listen, ladies and gentlemen, the Braves are 43 and 32. They're 7 games out of first place, but they're the hottest team in the division. They won 1 game in a row, but they're 8-2 in the last 10. And, I'm sorry, in the New York Mets, since they changed their mascot, they still winning. They're 8-2 in the last 10. So them 2 teams are the hottest teams in that division. Central Division, Milwaukee Brewers are kind of getting away. But you got Seattle. You got the Cardinals right there sitting at 5.5. Milwaukee's 45 and 33, 22 and 12 at home, 23 and 21 on the road. Won 1 game, they 5-5 last 10. Cardinals at 37, 5.5 games out of first place. 1-3 in a row, they're 7-3 last in the hottest team. They're the hottest team in that division. Out west, the Los Angeles Dodgers. My Dodgers are 48 and 31, 25 and 16 at home, 23 and 15 on the road. Won 1 game, they're 6-4 in the last 10. They got the best record in that. They got the best winning record in the division because everybody else has lost 1, lost 2, lost 5, lost 1. San Diego Padres, man, we need to find out what's wrong with those guys. 1 minute they are like world beaters, the next minute they just can't get over the hump, man. They're 41 and 41, 500, but they're 8.5 games out of first place. So, let's see here. So with the Dodgers right now, I'm hearing they cut. I think Kershaw's done, man. I really do. They shut him down again because he still has soreness. I think I don't know about you guys, but I think it's time for him to go. Anybody think the same thing? I don't know if he can give them what they want from him. Because he's been out all season long, and now he started pitching, and now they're saying that his arm's a little sore, so they're gonna slow up the rehabilitation for him, and try to mend that shoulder for him. He's definitely a Hall of Famer, in my opinion. Mookie's out, and they're winning the series with teams, but they're inconsistent with winning 4, 5, 6 in a row. So they said Mookie's out 6 to 8 weeks, and they're looking to do some trading coming soon. Let's see here what we got. Rich, who's your team?
Red Sox. It's on my headline.
Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about the Red Sox real quick, man. They took 2 out of 3 from them Yankees, man. Do you think that's gonna help them turn the corner?
No, I think the Yankees will overpower us down the stretch. But I like the speed. I like the speed that was shown. The bats are waking up a little bit, and the pitching staff has been pretty consistent. I'm pleased with the way they've been performing this year. I didn't think they would be above 500 at any point. But they seem to be doing pretty well. That's good coaching.
Okay. Curry, talk to me about them Atlanta Braves, man. They're staying alive. Staying alive. Staying alive. So what's up, Curry? Talk to me about the Braves.
Don't act like they were on life support. I've been trying to tell you that this is a long season, and you tend to want to focus on them Phillies and what they're doing. I told you it wasn't so much what the Phillies is doing, it's what the Braves are not doing. And a couple weeks ago, they were not winning. But if you look at what they've done over the last couple of weeks, they started winning some games, stringing together some wins. They are 8-2 in their last 10.
Mm-hmm.
they, along with the Mets and the Red Sox, are the hottest three teams in the major leagues right now. Now, let's go back and look at the Phillies, for example. What are they doing over their last 10? 5-5.
5-5.
And if you look what they were doing a couple of weeks ago, they were 7-3, 8-2, 9-1. And you were already wanting to give them the crown.
No,
so I said you can't crown them in May. It's still early. So, but the Braves are going to be all right. I'm looking at the Braves making a blockbuster trade. I'm not going to say what I think it is because I'm just going on what I've been reading a little bit.
Well, tell, share it, man. Share.
No. I don't want to jinx them.
Sharing is caring.
I don't want to jinx them. But
sharing is caring.
Well, I'll tell you one guy. I'm hearing that they may get us the ace pitcher from the Marlins. Yeah, they get him, then I think that's going to solidify that pitching staff in a big way. But I'm looking at the Braves really making some moves. And I told you when they were down a little bit, when Acuna first went out, the Braves are not a team that's just going to sit still. With the trade deadline approaching, I look for them to really do some wheeling and dealing.
Okay. Matthew, Seattle, what's going on with them, man? They holding on and maintaining, but they still ain't good on the road. What's going on with the road?
On the road, it's just been a pitching situation from time to time, or a batting situation. But in the good news department, George Polanco is back from IL. So that should help out with the batting and pitching. When it comes to our pitchers on that team, currently we have one more road series at Tampa, and then we got a long 2 weeks at home before our last 2 away series of the first half of the season, with at San Diego and at the Angels. But other than that, the team's looking good for the most part, and hopefully we get a great second half of the season.
Okay. Mo, you want to talk about the Yankees now, or you still want to talk basketball, or you forgetting about baseball right now?
Hey man, we've had injuries. Okay, we've been injured. Juan Soto got injured in the series versus the Dodgers. Well, right before the Dodgers, so he missed that whole series. Judge got hit in the Orioles series and got hurt. And now Stanton is hurt. And also, Rizzo's hurt. So we lost 4 guys in and out of the lineup in the last 10 games. We'll be okay, even though both Rizzo and Stanton are gone. Out for like a month.
So are you saying that you don't have a good bench?
Basically. Who does have a good bench? Not many teams have a good bench. So we also lost one of our best guys to call up. Martian got hurt too with a quad injury. Well, with an oblique injury rather. So it is what it is, man. We did get Cole back. So that was a good.
Yeah, he was. He looked good. He looked good in that one. He looked good in that game, though. He really did. Let's see if we can get Dana on the line here. Dana, you got anything to say about the Braves?
Marathon. Curry already said it, but it's a marathon.
Okay. So before we move on to baseball, Matthew got some stuff he want to talk about getting off his chest. This man got a chance to meet Winfield, one of the greatest baseball players that ever played the game. Before we go on, man, I'm sorry. Before we go on, want to give a shout out to Willie Mays. one of the greatest baseball players that ever played the game of baseball. And if we get a chance, I'm gonna let you guys hear part of the interview for Reggie Jackson. I didn't know Reggie had it that bad coming up for baseball. Um, and I was a little kid. And so it's weird because it's weird because when he was playing baseball, I was like a little kid. When they played the Dodgers in the World Series, I was young. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't really realize how bad racism was because I guess my parents kind of hid it from me. You know, they were they were taking the bullets from me in a sense, I would say, because I didn't know it was that bad with the situation with Reggie Jackson. But go ahead, Matthew, give it to us.
Just for everyone on the panel and everyone that's listening, I just got back from a 3-day trip from Fairbanks, Alaska, and you're probably wondering why. I went up there and they had the Dave Winfield ceremony and the Midnight Sun baseball game. And the Dave Winfield ceremony, they gave him a statue, which I shared on our pages. And during the ceremony, I was able to get a front row before the ceremony. And when they brought him up, they opened the statue together because he was so surprised with how they did the sculpture work with it. And it's him hitting the longest home run at Groudon Ballpark when he was in college, which was 426 feet outside the ballpark. And behind the ballpark is a curling club, and he hit it into that parking lot. And by doing that ceremony, he talks about what most people don't realize is that he used to be a pitcher in college at Minnesota St. Paul until he explained when he got up to Fairbanks, the Alaska Gold Painters made him a batter. And when he came back to college, they allowed him to be a batter instead of a pitcher unless it was need be, because his stats in Fairbanks were outstanding to the colleges. And he really was a nice person. After the ceremony was done, he handed out 50 signature baseball cards in an envelope, and all were random cards from teams that he's played for in the major leagues. And when I walked up to him, I said, "Hey, I'm 22. Is it all right if I get a card?" He's like, "Absolutely, man. I really appreciate you as a young person keeping an eye on myself and our legends." And he wanted a tight bear hug. So we did the bear hug, handshake, and we chatted for about 10 to 15 minutes. And he was asking me, "Are you going to go to that Midnight Sun game?" I said, "Absolutely, I am." And for most people that don't know who the Alaska Gold Painters are, they are an independent summer league baseball team that invites other summer league teams around the country up to Alaska to play them. And Thursday, when I got into Fairbanks, the team gave me a welcoming at the airport. As a Thursday night, they allowed me to do some announcing with their announcer for broadcasting, Jared Von Dane. And it was an awesome experience.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. How tall was Dave Winfield to you?
He was about 2 to 3 inches, maybe 4 inches taller than me.
Mm-hmm.
But his son is about 2 to 3 inches taller than him.
So how tall are you?
I'm 6 foot.
Okay. So he was so Dave Winfield was like 6 what, 6'2", 6'3"?
Yep, somewhere within that range. And his son is like 6'5", 6'6".
I thought he was. I guess TV make you look bigger. And Matthew, didn't you tell me that he said he loved being an Angel and he really didn't care about being a Yankee? Didn't he say something like that?
Maybe, maybe not. He might have. He actually mentioned that he is the only baseball player to not go to the minors. He never went to the minor leagues.
And back then they had a bunch. They had the single A, double A, triple A, like the batteries. They had it all. The D League.
Mm-hmm.
What's up, Mo?
It's only I remember I did him for one of our Black History moments.
Yeah, you did.
He's the
Yeah, you're right.
only man to ever be drafted in 4 leagues.
Yep, and we actually talked about that while I was chatting with him, because he was showing me like how the process went back during that time, and I was so surprised because nowadays it's like so quick to get drafted, but back then it took a little bit longer. So like you would know you get drafted in this sport, but like 2 days later or like 2 months later, you get a phone call, be like, "Hey, you got drafted in this league," and he didn't realize that.
So you saying he's the only athlete to ever get drafted in football, baseball, basketball, and what else?
Basketball leagues, ABA and NBA.
Okay. Wow. That's incredible.
Pure athlete.
That's an athlete.
And for you guys that would like to listen on my interview and announcing, what I'll do is after the show, I'll post that game and have the time frame on when the interview starts and ends.
Okay.
And I actually had a moment in that game. There's a batter by the name of Mikey Bell, and he had a ball on his first miss, but then when he did a second hit, he flew his bat, and it almost went over the fencing, and it landed right by the team dugout.
He probably did it on purpose, man. He probably did it on purpose. You guys got any questions for Matthew before we move on, guys? I take that as a no. I think we got everybody on the air right now. Okay. All right, guys. So Rich sent me a post of a guy that's 7'9" from Canada. Dana, 7'9" for Canada. He's 18 years old. Dana. I'm telling you, you gotta go check this dude out on YouTube. It's like a man amongst boys.
I already seen it.
You seen
my coworker because he's going to Florida or something, and my coworker's a big Gator fan. I ain't impressed.
Why you not impressed, Dana?
Them big clumsy dudes don't last long.
Dana, why you gonna shoot the dudes? Why you gonna shoot him down like that, man? That's not cool. That's not cool, Dana.
Hey,
you know
Andrew Bynum didn't
who
make
that
it.
You know who that could have been?
I'm the hater.
That could have been Anthony Davis when he was younger.
Oh,
Anthony Davis was 6'2" until he was 16 years old.
You're gonna have to build through the draft.
I'm just joking. Yo, but if anybody gets a chance, check him out.
Back up with LeBron and go.
His name is Oliver.
Yeah.
Olivier.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Roy.
Olivier.
Let's say Roy.
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 RIOUX.
Yeah.
He'll be going to.
I ain't giving no props because he's from Canada. I know you all excited.
No.
Your team,
Listen to me.
your
I
team
watched him.
almost started in Canada.
I'm gonna say this. If he has an inkling of skill, guaranteed he's a novelty second round pick. Novelty. I just want him on my team. You can't teach 7'9".
Sure enough, can. If he gets the basketball IQ, because they're not really teaching him nothing right now. It's just all skills for him. I mean,
right.
I think I know what his last name is. Ryrix?
I don't know.
Would be the last name.
Ryrix, RIOUX,
It sounds like Rio to me.
I'm not an English major by
Rio.
any means
It's
necessary.
French. It's French. It's pronounced
Yeah, it's
like
French.
Rio.
Rio, okay. But if
Olivier Rio.
if anybody want to take a look at this right here, take a look at this young man. Don't get too excited because you're not gonna see a lot. He block a few shots. He's dunking the back. The one where he dunks the ball backwards was pretty cool. Don't shoot no threes yet, but he probably will. If he learned how to shoot the three, and he's 7'9", you do. So, Rich, let me ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
Could he potentially be another Rudy Gobert?
Absolutely not. He could be another Sean Bradley.
You said Bradley.
Yeah.
Bradley?
Yeah. Like he's not. I don't see him as being tough. So Rudy Gobert is at least a little tough, a little bit. But Sean Bradley was getting pushed around and beat up. Like, come on. He's Sean Bradley.
But Sean Bradley couldn't get no meat on his bones. That was the problem with him. I think this guy can beef up. If he go to Florida, he gonna eat that gumbo. He gonna eat the crawfish.
So he's gonna be like Taco Fall.
That don't matter. None of that matters. What you're saying about what he eats. Because see, this guy is probably gonna cap out at about 8 feet tall. And I agree with what Dana's saying. He ain't gonna have no ball skills if he go to the NBA or like that. Them boys will run him ragged. And I'm gonna tell you, being 8 feet tall, the knees are not gonna hold up over 82 games, man. That's just ain't gonna happen. And he's gonna need a lot of load management because if he does put on weight, that's just gonna put more pressure on the knees.
Well, you got a point there.
Yeah.
You definitely have a point there.
Now the other thing is
He's not.
his health.
Yeah.
Because if he keeps growing, that's going to be a health factor. Because there are people that do battle with that.
Yeah.
Yao Ming did.
Yeah, but Yao made it to like a certain point. Like this is like a new genetic thing.
Yeah, but this, like Yao was.
Well, Yao is heavy.
Yeah, how Yao was heavy. He was 7'6". But even Yao stubbed his toe, his blood, and then he's out for 8 months.
You know what I mean? Rice.
Yeah, it's like these dudes, they're too tall. Like their heart is pumping extra hard to get blood to their feet. And if they get hurt, that's what happened to Yao. He had a cut on his foot. It wouldn't heal.
Yeah,
He wasn't getting blood flow. It ended his career.
Hey, Dana, that's the only international player that don't belong in the Hall of Fame. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Absolutely not.
He should not be in the Hall of Fame. He couldn't.
I'm trying to impress us with these new improvement, new bowls.
All right, man. All right, so that's where we going next. So we don't have Lou on the line just yet. But can we recall who said that did anybody here on the panel gave the Oilers a chance to make it to a Game 7? Anybody other than Mo? He said the Oilers. Anybody remember him saying the
I
Oilers?
said I didn't say the Oilers. I said they don't have to win 4 in a row anymore because they already won one. They only need 3.
After game 4.
Yeah, Curry found them.
And they still might get it.
So let me ask you guys a question. Why is it that we see this happen in hockey, but we don't see this in any in basketball? You know
It's
what I'm
that
saying?
it's the physical mentality. When you look at the mental
Would you say? Okay.
health, like in the mind of a hockey player, that chemistry can be built up quicker compared to basketball.
Okay.
Because
Curry, what you gotta say?
You talking about them coming back like they did?
Yeah, because if you look at history, it's happened a lot more.
You don't see that in hockey. The last time that was done, a reverse sweep, was 1942. So that's not happened in a while. So it's not like it happens in hockey either.
No, but what I'm saying though, if I looked it up and what I saw was it happens more. It happened more in hockey than it does in any other sport, where a team is down 3-0, they end up tying it, but the majority of them lose that game 7. And now
I can
they're
talk about it,
saying if go ahead, Mo.
and Rich can talk about it. Not that I ever want to talk about it ever again. That's the worst experience I've ever had in sports thing.
Let's get it.
Because that's also the year that they won their first World Series in a long time.
Oh, Boston and
Yes, sir.
Yo, so let me ask you guys a question. I can't remember. Was Yankees up 3-0? Was Yankees up 3-1?
No, they were 3-0.
3-0.
Okay, 3-0.
Yeah.
Because that's the one. That's the one that I keep because I listened to some analysts today and they saying that they think that the Cavs being down 3-1 was the best comeback. I'm like, no, it's not, because if they was never down 3-0. You know what I'm saying?
That was the
They was
finals,
down.
though.
It got to 3-1, and then it's the finals. But still, it was 3-1. It wasn't 3-0. It was 3-1. So that's a different. That's a different scenario when you're looking at 3-0. Like you just won 3 games in a row, and then you win that one, and then you come back. So that means you won 3. Won another 3 in a row. But the thing about it is, though, is I in hockey though, it seems like it happens more, and Matthew just said, the mentality of it changes you. And the thing about it is I think with hockey though, is that when you start winning and you making pucks, scoring pucks and things of that nature, it just one of those things. It's just one of those things that happen. So
If
who
Jason
who
Tatum
who
doesn't get hurt,
has?
Game 7 last year, we'd have seen it last year.
I
It would have been two
I was gonna
Boston teams that did it.
I was, I was gonna bring that up. But who has the Florida Panthers winning tonight, other than Curry?
I hope so. Don't let that loser rub off in Miami.
But they say history is on the Oilers side because of history past.
yeah, because the last team that did it was a Canadian team.
No,
When,
but the last 17 times that it's happened, 12 of the home teams have won.
I know, but we're talking
It's
about like the last
quarterfinals.
time this actually went down from 3-0 into winning that. It was
Boston did win.
Toronto versus Detroit.
Boston win last year.
The same way it was hard for the Panthers to win 4
But
straight.
Boston is at home, so.
Yeah, and to be perfectly honest with you, man, I'm gonna watch the guy. I'm gonna watch it tonight. We're gonna miss some of it because we're gonna be on the show, but I'm gonna watch some of it because Game 7 is Game 7. It's gonna end. You know what I'm saying? And I don't have a favorite team at all, but I just want to see a good hockey match. But this
Conor
is how
Bashir ain't
much.
playing? I ain't watching.
This is how much hockey has changed, guys. Before, hockey would be over in what's this, June? We're almost in July. Hockey would be over by May, right? But now hockey's going into the summertime.
Yep, because with the TV contracts.
So does the ice melt when it's in Florida?
No. I can actually explain how they do that. They freeze that sucker. Like they add like. You want to know how they add the logos on there?
It's 100 degrees in Florida. Man, what is going on? This is yo. What's going on, man? Basketball's over with and hockey's still playing. Hockey starts before basketball and they still playing. You know what I'm saying? Yo, it's crazy. It's great. And you got teams in Florida just doing their thing, man. And I get it because I tell people this all the time. I said a lot of people move down south. I mean, move from the north to the south, and they're hockey fans. So they got the fans down there from the north. You know what I'm saying? To come down there and just watch hockey. But man, I just hope it be a good game tonight. I just want to see a good game tonight.
And you know what's weird about that? And
go ahead, man.
With what you just said with hockey with the South expanding, it's actually gone to the point where in college hockey, SEC teams, not all of them, but a good portion of them are independent, playing our colleges in different conferences.
Wow. I wonder what the NIL deals look like. I really do. All right, guys, real quick, I gotta ask you all a question. Klay Thompson, where is he gonna end up at?
Hey, can I hit on something before you get on to that?
Go ahead.
I know we're gonna be on that NBA for the rest of the show. I just hope that when the NCAA basketball comes around, that the NCAA basketball gets some love on this show because, man, I'm gonna give you an analogy. I'm gonna give you an analogy here. You know, when you try to grow a crop and you waiting on some rain to come, but it don't come, so your crop just kind of withers away. But so the same thing with the NCAA when we don't get no love with that. But the NBA, man, we get so much love talking about rain, man. We get 40 days before the night. We talk about this NBA, man. We talk about everything about the NBA from hypotheticals to who gonna get traded. Kevin was talking about the NBA back with the beginning of football season. I said, man, your football team must be trash. You was already talking about the NBA already.
Hey, Curry.
Anyway, that wasn't what I wanted to say. I wanted
It's a Browns fan.
Tonight, game 7, we're going to see history, one way or another.
Yeah.
Either the Florida Panthers going to win their first one, or the Edmonton Oilers going to be the first team that came back from 3-0 down to win since, what did I say, 1942 or something?
Yeah, 1942.
And then,
Toronto Maples, I think it was.
They'll also be the first Canadian team to win in over 30 years.
Yeah, it's been a while for Canadians.
History will be made tonight.
They invented it and they can't win no more.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you why college basketball don't get no love. Yes.
Curry, who's the best college basketball team in North Carolina?
You're probably right, because if they was even anywhere near the radar, they'd be getting all kind of love.
Hey,
Final Four, baby.
I like Georgetown. I like Georgetown and UCLA, but I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why college basketball don't get no love. Too many damn games, man. It's too many games. You can't keep up with it And you look at the rankings, like if I guarantee, if you go back and look at the rankings,
play more games in college.
No, but listen to me. If you go back and look at the rankings in college basketball, I don't think the top 5 really changed that much. From six and beyond, it changed like they changed the underwear. But the top 5 basically this past year stayed where they stayed. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I'm just saying, college basketball don't get good until the tournament because it's so much, man. It's you're inundated with bad. I mean, just think about this with streaming, you can watch whoever, whenever. You know what I'm saying? And I think that kind of waters down basketball. But another thing, is hurting them too is the NIL when the guys get in that portal and they leave and go somewhere else, and you like and what it makes you do is follow one player and not a team. But that's basketball is a team sport. So do you really want to follow a player or do you want to follow the team? You know, and I think that kind of hurts.
You can always follow Carolina Tar Heels.
Exactly.
I mean,
So how many? So
Tar Heels lose players, but I'm not pulling for Georgetown because Styles went to Georgetown. I think that's where he went, didn't he? And now he's at State. I'm not pulling for Styles. I'm pulling for Carolina Tar Heels.
Right, but now the thing about Carolina's Tar Heels program, they've been around for a while. They've been competitive for a while. So let me ask you a question: How many guys from North Carolina has transferred out of North Carolina to go somewhere else? 1 or 2, maybe.
At least 10.
You think? I'm talking
last couple of years.
I'm talking about good players though. That's good players. I don't see a lot of them leaving. You know, NC State. How many guys have you seen transfer out to go play somewhere else within the last 2 or 3
Seen
years?
one
Has it been a
transfer
lot?
from UNC to NC.
Well, NC State ain't had no good players.
The one they got from Carolina wasn't any good.
Final Four, baby. What happened to UNC? What happened to Duke?
They lost.
Exactly.
Oh my goodness. I'm just saying. I think even with football. I mean, you know, you think about it. Look how many guys just transfer. Like if you look at all the quarterbacks that got drafted this year, they transferred at least one time. At least one time. Bo Nix transferred like twice, I think. You know what I'm saying? So again, you don't. It's not. There's a team game, but then the individuals make it an individual thing because they move on and go somewhere else. Now, granted that I'm like Penn State football for this year and see where it goes. If they don't do nothing, I'm moving on. But if a guy transferred from Penn State, I don't really care about him because he's moving to go somewhere else. Now, if he goes within the Pac-10, I mean the Big 10 or Big 12, whatever they would call it going forward, and I'm going to watch to see what he does, but I'm not going to really care that much. And I think that's the problem. I think that's one of the biggest problems with college sports right now is guys going everywhere and nobody really staying anywhere because first of all, they're scared of the competition. And they're all trying to make that money. And let's be honest, if I make $1 million in NIL deals in college, do I really care if I go to the pros? If I got a good hit on my shoulders and I use the money well, do I have to go to the pros to get beat up, banged up, run up and down the court? Probably not. Probably not. But that $1 million is gonna help me take care of my family.
But it's the insurance policy. If you got hurt and didn't make it to the pros, then you got something to fall back on.
Right.
See,
right.
I don't have a problem with the NIL. I don't have a problem with players moving around because coaches do it all the time. See, these coaches, they can jump from team to team and nobody. A lot of times, these coaches have recruited players into their programs and then they up and leave. Now that in the past, that player had to stay there,
right,
or go somewhere else. He had to sit out for a whole year. So the coaches can do it. I think the players ought to be able to do it. Now, I do think it's a little bit too much movement going on, but I don't have a problem with a movement.
So let me ask you a question: Do Do you have a problem with a guy moving on because somebody came in and the competition was too steep and now he transferred to somewhere else to play? Do you have a problem with that?
No, I don't. No, if you think that you are better than that player, or you don't think you're getting a fair deal on that player, because see, a lot of this stuff is favoritism too. You know, coach may not like you as good as he like me, or he may not like me as good as he like you. So, if there's anything close, he's gonna give it to the one he likes the best.
Okay, now I gotta disagree with you on that one, but go ahead, finish what you gotta say.
I was just gonna say that sometimes it's a competition, but it's not a competition. They make it out to be a competition. Sometimes these coaches already know who they're gonna want to start before the training camp ever starts.
Okay. Now
Now,
I'm gonna get back to what you. Go ahead, Matthew.
Now, my only problem with NIL right now is how many players will file for bankruptcy. Because I can tell you the top one right now is Mr. Deion Sanders' son, who's the QB. And he's in $12 million of bankruptcy.
Yeah, but he hadn't got any money from them, right? They're fighting to get the money, correct?
Oh, he's trying to get his money.
Right.
But at the same time, he can't because he already spent his NIL money. And he owes NIL money.
Whoa.
It's a mix of both.
Oh, so
and his dad's now out to help.
He
has to be on his own.
He had some credit. He thought he had some credit left.
Because if his dad helps, then Colorado gets punished.
Like Nick Saban and those coaches who have always kind of been paying the players under the table anyway.
Right.
See, when the playing field got to the level where everybody can play players, now that didn't put Nick Saban and them guys don't have that competitive edge. So you see these big time coaches like Nick Saban and Coach K, they're moving on because they don't stand a chance no more.
Okay, so I get that. And I think that's why Coach K stepped down. I think that's why Nick Saban stepped down. But I'm gonna say this though. I think that if you're the head coach and you know that's a weak point for you, then you bring somebody strong enough to take care of that. That's the way I look at it. And you make sure that you dot your I's, cross your T's. I don't want to know what type of deal he got. I just need to know if he can play. If he's able to play. And I think they didn't want to share. They didn't want that responsibility to come along with them. So they figured they step out. And Nick Saban even said, the reason why I don't want to coach no more is because the NIL has made it difficult for me to recruit guys. But you have been doing this all along. And then when Georgia come through and start giving them more money than you give them, now you got a problem with it. You got caught with your hand in the cookie jar, and when you pulled it out, you had crumbs. But when Georgia pulled it out, they had the chocolate chip, they had the vanilla wafer, they had whatever they had, they had it, and you got mad about it. So you can't. So my thing is, a coach, if I'm going to deal with this, I'll bring somebody in and sit them down. Okay, you explain this NIL deal to me, but this is all you're dealing with this. I'm going to basically coach football. That's what I want to do. I want to coach football. I want to coach basketball. I don't care about the NIL deal. I need to make sure that these young men are eligible to play the game of basketball, and that's what I'm going to teach them. I think when you go about it in that scenario, you'll be fine. But we're talking about older coaches that just don't want to deal with it. But you look at everybody else who's dealing with it, so they're figuring out a way to coach and deal with the NIL at the same time. So they might have got somebody in there. That's all they take care of. You know what I'm saying? And when you have somebody like Nick Saban and Coach K that wants to touch everything going on in the program, I understand that. But at the same token, though, sometimes you change may not be what you want, but change is what you probably need. And they didn't want to make that change, so they figured they'd step out. And I don't disagree with them on it. You know, if you can't stay in the kitchen, get out. If you can't stand heat in the kitchen, get out. It's simple as that. But I want to get back to what you said, Curry, about coaching, about coaches have favorite players. Me as a coach, I don't have a favorite player. None of my girls are my favorite. I know who can do what. I know who can shoot free throws. I know who can make layups. I can know all of that. And when we're in certain situations, I take girls out and I put girls in. And the thing about it is that I tell them why I'm taking them out and what they did wrong. And I think sometimes when you don't explain yourself to them so they'll understand, then they tend to have a problem with you because they think that you're they think that you don't like them, you know. And I tell all the girls, I said, I like all of y'all. I said, but certain situations, I gotta take you out the game because at the end of the day, I want to win. You know what I'm saying? If I don't win, that's okay. But if you learn from me, if you learn one thing from me during that game, I'm okay with that because it's all about learning and advancing to the next level to be able to get you a scholarship. And I hear this all the time from parents about coaches have issue with other kids. And so this is what I say to some of the guys that play high school basketball. They come to me and talk to me. I say, listen, go to your coach. Say to your coach, what I gotta do to get back on the basketball court. He's gonna tell you because he wants to win. Okay. Now, if you do what he tell you to do and you don't play, then yes, it is personal. That's when you get your parents involved to find out what's going on. That's when you have a conversation. You know, I had one kid that did that. The coach told him what he had to do. Got in the game in the playoff, is district playoffs, and he went off in the districts. Right? They won the districts. They lost the second round. They lost the second round of the states. But I said to him, I said, so do you think he hates you now? Do you think he don't like you? He said, no, Coach Dixie. He said, I did what you asked me to do. He said, I got on the court and did what he wanted me to do. I said, he said, everything became just a flow for me. I said, exactly. I said, that's what any coach wants. That's what any coach wants from you. So I don't think they have favorites. They just know who can play and work in different situations on the basketball court. Like, I'm never going to put somebody that shoot free throws like Ben Simmons in the last game in the game, and I got like a minute left to go, and I know they're gonna foul that person every time they get the ball. I'm not doing that. You know, it's not that I don't like you.
I hear what you're saying, Kev.
Yes.
But I don't think you're right what you're saying, but I don't think you're comparing the apples to apples because you're talking about a different league, a different mindset, different people, the money, and all these other things that's involved. And you're talking about coaches that's getting paid millions of dollars to coach these. So you're talking a really big, a different scale there.
Okay, so now I got another scenario for you. Dana may remember this. Penn State against Miami. Was that the Citrus Bowl, Dana, or the Orange Bowl with Testaverde? Wait a minute, let me see if I got him on mute. I think
Hey, why are you looking that up? I'll tell you.
That was the Orange Bowl.
Orange Bowl.
Tell me that Seattle Seahawks and New England Patriots football game, that Super Bowl towards the end. Tell me that wasn't favoritism when they did not let Marshawn Lynch run that football because they knew he was going to be the MVP had he scored that touchdown and they won that game.
I think that was
Folks
more.
Didn't want Marshawn Lynch to win that MVP, so he took the ball out of his hand.
I think that was more political than it was favoritism.
What do you mean political?
Because they knew what Marshawn Lynch was going to say if he became the MVP. I'm just here so I don't get fined.
Well, isn't that a lack of favoritism?
No, I think it was. I think I'm gonna say this to you. In the NFL, the shield is the shield. Nothing's more important than the shield, and they're not gonna let nobody be more important than the shield. And you know when we figured that out is when they stopped allowing the football players to take their helmets off after they scored touchdowns because it became an individual. It became an individual sport at that time, and the shield wasn't the shield. And it's like, yo, but you can't take your helmet off. So now you gotta keep your helmet on because it's all about the shield. It's all about the shield. So me personally,
but I'm talking about this here. You try to explain it to your fan base that it was political. That's why we didn't let Marshawn Lynch go in and win that. Try explaining that to your fan base. That fan base has not forgiven him, and they will never forgive him.
I totally agree with you on that. But I'm gonna give you another scenario. Penn State in 1980. Let me see. He graduated in 82. 84. They played Miami Hurricanes and with the Orange Bowl. Okay. Friend of mine who graduated from Harrisburg High, Raymond Eisen, played safety. Right. Back in the day, Penn State safeties they were all Caucasian persuasions. Right. The guy that was in front of him got hurt. Okay. And they said you can't lose your position to injury. But Ray was playing really good football, right? He was really playing good football. So when the guy got when the guy injury when he came back from his injury, Sandusky puts him back in the game as a starting safety. It wasn't the same. The players went to Sandusky and said, "Look here, I understand that you don't lose your position to injuries, but he is not better than Ray. We need to have Ray back out there, right?" And they put Ray back out there. Now the team saw that, but he said, "Well, you don't lose your spot to injury." But being a Penn State fan, most of the safeties they ever had there, they were Caucasian persuasion. You know what I'm saying? And when Ray got there, they made him a safety, and he was laying people out. Ain't that right, Dana?
Yes, sir.
but then again, you look at the favoritism part of it. Sandusky wanted my man to play. You know, injury or not injury, he wanted him to play. And the players went to him and said, "Nah, if we're gonna win this game, we gotta do it with Ray. We gotta do it with Ray." So again, I don't and I think and to me in the pros, I don't think there's no favor. I really don't think no favoritism going on because them guys want to win. And if they use favoritism over winning or losing, then they don't deserve to have a job there because you're gonna play your best players regardless. Because you always at the end of the day you want to win. You want to win.
So you don't think there was favoritism, Al Davis benching Marcus Allen?
Oh no, he just did that to be smart. They just didn't get along. You know what I'm saying? And but look at what we're talking about.
There you go. He has a lack of favoritism.
But look what we're talking about. Al Davis. He was like Al was just one of them dudes. But then you see what Marcus did you know, and this is before the Super Bowl, right? That he benched him. He got in the Super Bowl and did a 360 and ran it 80 yards or something. He's like, yo, okay, you can do what you want to do, but if I get on the field, I'm gonna show you that I'm better than you are, and you ain't gonna have no choice but to play me. You know, you look at you look at the situation with Jackie Robinson, where they didn't want him to play, but they had a plan because he was just that good. You talk that was favoritism, and that was racism, but they had a plan. You look at Ernie. I'll give you a good example. Ernie Davis when he went to Syracuse. I think he was other than Jim Brown. I think he was the first freshman. I think he was a second freshman to ever start in a varsity game. But he was just that good. You had to play him. But back then they had a way. Nah, you as a freshman you're not gonna play. We don't play freshmen no more. You know what I'm saying? But I think I get your point. But I just think that when it comes to the coaching, they're gonna play the best players, and sometimes you play guys that are hurt. You look at the Washington Redskins when they were the Washington Redskins with RG3. Everybody knew that man should not have been on that football field. Well, because the owner was in favor. The owner wanted him to play. Shanahan said, "Okay, he gonna go out there and play," and then he re-injured himself because that's what the owner wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? If you go back and look at it, he probably say, maybe I shouldn't have done that." You know what I'm saying? Because he kind of basically ruined that man's career at that point. You know, and RG3 took advantage of it because the owner wanted him and he wanted him to play. Soon as he got there, you know, and Shanahan kept saying, "Yo, he's not ready. He's not ready. He's not ready." And as a coach, you know who's ready and who's not ready. You really do. But getting back, since we're on football, there's some thing going on with Mr. with Belichick. What do you guys think he'll be? Do anybody think that he'll be he'll be coaching next year? Anybody disagree with that?
Yeah.
Yeah, he won't.
Okay,
He
Dana
won't
says he's
be.
not going to coach.
He won't be.
Yeah, I think he might.
Because he's currently doing an NBA finals. They showed him on TV. And once they showed him on TV, almost every college network, a reporter from each network mentioned that he's wearing a Washington Huskies hoodie or a dress shirt with a W on it, and they'll add an article on him about him wearing that. But other than that, and the relationship that he's in, I don't really see him going back.
Huskies they don't have the money that the owners of the NFL have.
He's an advisor.
I think
for the Huskies.
He's going to go. I think he's going to go back in the pros. Me personally, if the Jets don't make the playoffs, he will be the next coach for the Jets. Anybody agree? Disagree with me?
Disagree.
Disagree.
I disagree.
Okay.
And here's why I disagree.
I'm listening.
Because he'd already burned his bridge with the Jets. If you remember, he had the Jets job. And he had it for a few hours, and he turned out, no, I don't want it.
Okay.
So no, they ain't going back. They ain't going back down that rabbit hole again.
Okay. Mo?
I know you ain't asking me about Belichick.
Yeah, I am. Is he gonna coach next year?
I don't want to say anything about.
I don't want to say anything about. Rich,
He'll go to the
because
Browns.
I don't want to jinx it. I don't want to jinx it. He deserves to retire. He deserves to be put out the pasture.
So, am I the only one think that he's gonna coach next year?
He's going to the Browns.
No, I said Belichick will coach next year.
Where do you think he's going, Dana?
Dallas.
If Stefanski doesn't make the playoffs, he's going to Cleveland.
Well, I guess he's going to Cleveland then.
He's just messing with you, Kev.
I know. I'm not even worried about it. I'm not even worried about it. You see, I ain't paying that no mind.
I would love for him to coach Dallas, because then only thing I would want is LeBron James to play tight end for them. Because then I could really take all three of them at the same time. That would be the only best thing for me.
Lou.
Yes.
What you see? You think he'll coach again?
Yeah, I do coach again.
What do you think he'll coach at, Lou?
As opposed to where that remains to be seen. But if it doesn't have another bad year, it's supposed to be gone.
Lou with me. With BB going to the Jets. And I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why.
I go to Tampa.
Nah, he ain't going. They just hired the coach. No, they still have a coach there. But nah, this is why I think that the Jets would be the ideal place for him. Because number one, he's in the division, and he wants to stick it back to Robert Kraft. How good would it be from the coach of the Jets and get to play against the Patriots 2 times a year, right? And maybe 3 if they make the playoffs. With the Patriots, that's poetry in motion. Even though he's not coaching right now because of Kraft, that would be so perfect. You blackball me, and now I can't coach nowhere in NFL, but now I have an opportunity. Now Dallas does seem like a place that he would probably go as well. But
Now,
Mo, let me ask you a question. Do you think that Jerry would allow him to be the coach that he needs to be in Dallas?
I don't care.
Jerry just
I
won
hope
a
they
Super
lose every
Bowl
game.
before he coached.
Me too.
Because the reason why I'm asking you to ask you guys is because if he goes to Dallas, that means that Dallas didn't do anything in the playoffs and McCarthy's out of there. But then if McCarthy's out of there, so Dak will probably be out of there. And that's a whole nother story we could talk about later on about Dak. Because Dak's the only quarterback that actually got over on Dallas with the no trade clause and the no trade clause and the no you can't franchise tag. He got over. He got over them guys. He got him over a barrel. And now because of him is that there's the reason why they can't do what they need to do for the other players. Because if he has a great season next year, if he has the same season he had this year, next year, which he was compared to who was he compared to before? Your boy in Kansas City. They compared them together, and their stats was
Andy Reid?
almost the stats was almost the same. Mahomes.
Mahomes and Dak,
Yeah, their stats is almost the same.
Dak had better.
Russell
Yeah,
Wilson was about the same as
completion.
Mahomes.
Stats than Mahomes.
Yeah, he had better completion stats, better completions stats than Mahomes did, but then Mahomes didn't have nobody that didn't want to catch a bat football until the playoffs started. Then they got sticky fingers at that point in time. So that's why I'm saying I think that would be to me that would be a perfect spot for him if he's gonna stick around and stay. Let's go to the Jets. Dallas, I don't know about Dallas because he might not have the freedom to do what he wants to do because you look at all the great coaches that Dallas has had, and Jerry has ran them away. Now Jerry's a little bit older now. He's dying to get a Super Bowl, so he might make the sacrifice to bring Belichick there to be the savior for that team. Maybe, just maybe, guys, just maybe. So getting back to Lou, who you got winning the Stanley Cup tonight?
I'm going with Florida.
Okay. After he said that the Oilers had a chance, he's going with Florida. Okay. So
Well, it's probably 4 in a row, you know.
okay, no problem. I don't disagree with you on that right there.
Mm-hmm.
So we got free agency coming up right now. Mo, did Tatum sign his contract already? Did that get signed, or is he gonna sign it on the 29th? Because I heard him signing it. Okay, you didn't
He
hear
ready,
anything.
you know. He ain't going to LA.
He ain't going to LA.
Well, we know he ain't going. He never was going to LA. So Klay Thompson, I have 5 teams, and I got a dark horse.
Can I guess one of the 5?
One of the 5.
Say that again, Matthew.
Can I guess one of the 5?
Yes.
Is OKC one of the 5?
No.
What?
I'm gonna tell you why. He's not in their plan future wise because Klay may have 3 years left, maybe 3 good years left. And only way I think he stays longer if he were to go to OKC and wants to come off the bench as a sharpshooter, as a Robert Ory type of dude to come down bang jump shots. But if he goes there, then that money's going to be that money's going it's going to be a problem. It's going to be some issues with that money. That if he were to go there, let me see if I can pull up the cap real quick. So,
I think he's only looking for a 3-year deal.
Yeah, but the 3-year deal, he wants to get it close to 40. I think something around 40 million or something of that nature. And he's basically out of the range of, and then on top, I mean, it doesn't really matter to me, but when you stop following your team like he did, that says some things to me.
I think he goes to Dallas.
So these are all the teams over the cap right now. The maximum is 141 million. All right. The non-taxable MLE is 12 million. The biannual exception is 4 million. You got Atlanta, Brooklyn, Charlotte, Chicago, Cleveland, Dallas, Pistons, Golden State, Houston, Pacers, the Clippers, the Pelicans, the Knicks, Oklahoma City. Who's this team right here? 76ers, Portland, Spurs, Kings, Toronto, Washington, and the Jazz. Now they have it's called the first apron and second apron. Over the first apron, you have Denver, LA, T-Wolves, Miami, and the Bucks. Over the second apron, you have the Celtics, the Bucks. I mean, Celtics, T-Wolves, and the Suns. And as we know right now, the team that has the most cap room is actually Philly has. Where's that here? Cap. Oh, what is this? This is not what I'm looking for. 2020, yeah, 2024 cap space. So, okay, so going over, I just named some of the teams. So New York, the top 5 that I have is I got Golden State last because they want to keep the band back together. I got the Lakers at number 4 because Golden State don't want to give him his money. He want to get back at the Lakers. Number 3, I got the Pacers, right? Which I think he'd be a great fit for the Pacers. Then I think the 76ers would be a team as well. And then I have the New York Knicks as the number 1 team for KLAY Thompson. I think he fits well with them. He's a shooter. He don't have to really play the defense because you got 4 other guys that's gonna play the defense. They kind of can try to hide him a little bit defensively, but KLAY can play defense. And if I'm not mistaken, I don't know if he ever made the all defensive team or not. I think he did the younger years of his career, if I'm not mistaken. But he's always been a shooter. But my dark horse, guys, is Orlando Magic. I think that Markelle Fultz, Rich, like you said, he's probably gonna leave. What's the other kid? Cole Anthony. They're saying he's gonna leave. So if those 2 guys leave, then that gives KLAY Thompson. That gives him some money to do some things. If they want to do that, they right now cap space they're at 49 million. They're at 49 million. Detroit's at 64, but Detroit's struggling. I don't even know if they got a coach yet. Orlando got 49 million. What the Sixers at? Sixers right there somewhere. I don't see. Sixers got 55 million. But I think, and you guys can chime in on this one. If I'm the Sixers, I'm not really going after one player. If I have $55 million in salary cap, I'm going after 3 good players. Because if you put everything in the Paul George or KLAY Thompson, and they're known for having injuries, we know that Paul George is a guy that probably they're gonna do some load management for. So, do you want to give him all that money? Is the question. Does bringing KLAY Thompson or Paul George to Philly make Philly better than the top? Let's say, does it make them better than the Pacers? Does it make them better than Boston? Does it make it better than the Knicks? And that's where you got to ask the question. So I'm saying to myself, if I'm going to have that type of money, I'm looking for three players, at least 3 players. Give them that money, because now you don't have to deplete your bench with that type of money. But Orlando, like I said, I think Markelle Fultz. Remember, Rich, you did say that it's possible he may end up leaving somewhere. And I'm gonna say this: I think Markelle Fultz. Don't be surprised if LA try to make a run at Markelle Fultz, because I don't think D'Angelo is gonna stay there after the terrible showing he did against Denver. I think he probably moves on to somebody else. So that leaves a spot for a point guard.
Didn't
Markelle
they
Fultz.
just? I thought they just signed him.
Who?
D'Angelo.
They did. No. I think he got, was it contract extension? Is it contract extension, or did they sign? I know they did sign him.
Yeah, I was
So
gonna say. I
so
thought
it would
they
have to be
just.
so it would have to be a trade. You're right. It would have to be a trade. It would have to be a trade for him. But I don't.
Also,
But I think they. Go ahead, Matthew.
I found the defensive All-Star thingy that you mentioned.
Yeah.
He only
Where
had
is
it
that?
once in 2019, but he's on the second team. And then he was a
Okay.
2-time NBA All-Third team and a 5-time
So
All-Star.
he can play some defense, but he's known for his offense. But I know LA wants to move on from D'Angelo after that showing against Denver, you know. And so those are the teams like Klay Thompson. I think Klay Thompson would fit well with. I think Orlando is a dark horse, because they made the playoffs. I mean, they're young, and they made the playoffs, and they had a nice showing in the playoffs. They just couldn't get over the hump. So they're gonna be a team that's gonna be reckoned with. That's gonna be reckoned with later on down the line, in the years to come. So that's my 5 choices for Klay. Now for Paul George, I got, he might go back home to Pacers. I got the Sixers. I got the Knicks. I have who else was it I had? Miami Heat is the other one. But now this is the thing with him, with Paul George, is Paul George can go to them and say, look, I don't want to play here no more. Do a sign and trade, and you'll get something back. Because if you guys didn't listen to his interview, he said, I want to be somewhere where I'm comfortable, where I fit in, right? But Kawhi Leonard did everything in his power to get that kid to come to the Clippers, and now he wants to leave from what everything's there. And the reason why I think he wants to leave, Mo, is because if he was gonna stay, they would have signed him by now. He don't. He doesn't. I don't think he wants to test free agency. I think he wants, because there's teams out there can afford him that they're not playoff bound, right? So he
He's
can just
PG
pick wherever he
13,
wants
man.
to go.
He always wants to feel loved. He knows he ain't rated R.
See, I feel like Paul George will do well in Utah.
Utah's
Paul
trying to
George ain't going
rebuild,
to
and
Utah.
the time frame is not going to be good for him. I mean, and you guys think about the Knicks. I mean, think about the Clippers again, because now they got signed James Harden. So who do you keep, Paul George or James Harden?
Paul George.
Exactly.
You try and
And you
keep
tell
both, man. You try and run it back.
Oh,
I
but
hope they
wow.
you don't
healthy.
have enough money. You don't have enough money to run them back.
Ballman's
That's the
got
problem.
plenty of money.
Yeah, but you see that, but Mo, let me ask you a question. Are you going to spend that type? Let me ask you a question. With the team they have right now, are they the top 3 team in the West?
It's healthy, yes.
No,
They're
don't
probably the
add
deepest team
healthy
in
into
the
it.
West.
Don't add
Dude, you
healthy
got to
into it.
stay healthy. Every team starts off healthy.
Don't bring health into it, because if you bring health into it, then I'm gonna say it to you, you're wrong. Because look what happened to him last year when health was an issue, and Kawhi sat and play. He played a lot of games, but then it came down to playing that 40-minute game in the playoffs. He couldn't do it. He couldn't do it.
Clippers are probably five or six.
Say that again.
Clippers are probably 5 or 6 in the conference.
I would say so. I would say so too. I think they're right above. I think they're better than Phoenix. I think they're better than the Lakers.
Yeah.
And this is
This
I mean,
ain't
they
even
won
top
51
10,
games
man.
this year.
Huh?
The Lakers ain't even top 10.
No, I'm just pushing them. I'm pushing them out the way.
If they get Chris
And if you
Paul
think about
or a point guard,
who,
then they're easily in the top 4. The Clippers.
so what you gonna do with James Harden if you get him?
Y'all are 5 or 6, or the Clippers are.
Exactly.
But they get Paul.
The Clippers have always been my number 2 team, though.
So, like,
Okay, so I'm
I
asking.
feel bad for him.
So I'm asking you a question. If the Clippers get Paul George, what do you do with James Harden?
I say trade him to Cleveland.
You mean not Paul George, Chris Paul.
Oh, hold on. I just saw a report today. De'Aaron Fox is trying to get out of Sacramento.
Yeah, he doesn't want to sign a contract extension because he said that he wants to see what they're going to bring back to the table if they're seriously talking about making a run back. So free agency is going to be big for them if he doesn't sign a contract extension. And who's their coach again?
I don't know.
Mike Davis? Ain't it Mike Davis?
Is it?
Is that his name?
I thought it was Mike Brown.
Mike Brown.
Oh yeah, Mike Brown.
Who got coach of the year last year? Who went to Joe Mazzulla. But now their star dude is talking about leaving for what reason? It got to be something going on out there. Something got to be going on.
There's
don't
just
feel
a couple
comfortable with signing a contract extension.
There's a couple dudes on there that could probably go.
And the thing about it is, he could do a contract extension, and if it don't go the way he want to go, say, "Yo, trade me."
Yeah.
He can do a Bradley Beal.
Yeah.
But for him to turn that money down, that got to make you think about what's going on in Sacramento.
Yeah. I mean, they could build around Sabonis though. Like,
you think so?
Oh, absolutely. Oh yeah, he's a hooper. His dad was a hooper.
Yeah.
You know,
dad being a hooper.
I think Sabonis was a walking double-double this year. You know, he just needs some help.
With the help of that point guard, though.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, who they could pick up?
Who's that? You talking about the Clippers? I mean, the Kings?
Yeah.
Who?
For a little help. Jabari Parker.
Who?
Jabari Parker.
2-0. He's 2-0. They gotta go.
He's only 29.
They gotta get.
Yeah, he's just going to be in the way.
Yeah.
Shoot, he's currently one of the top players in Europe.
Exactly.
Plays no defense.
That's exactly my point.
Let's not forget about the Houston Rockets either, because they're coming on. You know, they're coming on. But again, we'll see what's going on with Paul George and KLAY Thompson, because I think they're the top 2 free agents out there on the block right now. The draft is coming up soon. I really ain't looked at the draft because
the draft's 2 days.
I'm just tired of the Bronny situation. My man is forcing his hand to play. Talking about he wants to be a first round draft pick. You know, and that means he got guaranteed money. If he goes second round, then that means he can be a 2-way player. We're not accepting that. Can somebody please tell me what do what do the Phoenix Suns see that nobody else sees other than trying to get LeBron to come there and play? Because I don't care what LeBron says, he wants to play with his son. LeBron has what, 2, maybe 3 years left, maybe 3, depending on what he does in LA right now. I don't know. I just have not really got into the draft, and that's the reason why. Because I get tired of hearing about Bronny this, Bronny that, and I wish the kid all the luck in the world. But we know how how his agent is pushing the broom down the street so that this kid could be a first round draft pick. You know,
Mhm.
and Dana, speaking of the Lakers, brother, speaking of the Lakers, are you okay with this hiring? Because if any of you guys out there on that team and JJ Redick says something to you, do you think it's coming from JJ or is it coming from LeBron? I have no clue. I mean, I have a clue, but the same token, though. Mo, what's your thoughts?
Don't care, man. I don't care about LeBron. I don't care about Bronny. I don't care about anybody named James. I don't care about James Avery. God rest his soul.
Who's
Man,
James
I'm just
Avery?
telling you. Father and
Oh
Fresh
man.
Prince.
Oh, Dana, what's your thoughts, man? Dana, you out there? Dana,
Going once,
I
going
guess that's
twice.
telling us. Rich, what you got for us on JJ? You think that was a good hire? Do you think that was a LeBron hire?
It was a terrible hire.
Wait a minute, Dana.
It was a terrible
There you go,
hire. They
Dana.
should have.
Hello, Dana.
I just think. Hmm?
Who do you think they should have hired?
I mean, there was really nobody else. Maybe Sam Cassell, possibly Monty Williams that just got fired. So I would at least brought him in for an interview. Let's see what he's talking about. He's an experienced coach. I think that this coach here is just for LeBron and them guys to push around, get what they can out of them, and then I keep seeing JJ Redick has a supreme basketball mind, but where has he shown it? Like, you can talk about it behind the booth, but when you're on the sidelines and it's your team, I haven't seen that.
Okay.
So I thought it was a bad hire.
Dana, talk to me.
Yes, sir.
JJ.
Listen, man, he should have never been hired by the Lakers.
Who should have been the coach, Dana?
Look, man, I said it, and I said it before. Sam Cassell should have been the Lakers coach. If you're going to give first-time guys, the man is a proven champion by playing and won as a coach. And if you're going to give somebody a shot that know what they're doing, that know how to communicate the players and know how to win, it should have been Sam Cassell. Kobe hated JJ Redick. So Peter Bush should have thought of that. And right now, to all the brothers on the Just Us Sports Radio, I denounce my fandom as a Lakers fan until they fire him.
We'll make sure to get you a
Man, why do
Celtics
you denounce
jersey.
Yeah, they go to the finals. I'm not cheering for them.
Then I got to disagree
Let's
with you on that. They've been 10 in a
denounce
row.
that
You
bubble
talk trash.
championship.
No, I won't. Write that down. Put it on the wall.
I put it on the wall.
More remember. If anybody remember, more remember.
I put it on the wall.
We'll make
You
sure
know
to
I
get you a
would root
Celtics
against.
jersey.
Dana is no longer a Laker
until they fire him. Yeah.
Did Lou just call cap on you?
Do what?
Was that Lou that said cap?
Cap?
I thought somebody said cap.
Oh. Okay. So now, talking about JJ Redick, I think that any way you slice this up, right? I'm gonna say this. When they were on the air and they was doing plays that they ran, and he was like, "Yeah, if I wouldn't run that play that way, I would run it this way, that way." He dismised his coach that was already there. You don't do that on national television or on a podcast. You don't do that. You like, okay, this is a scenario in this right here, but everybody on the Lakers knew what was going on. Did he have a control over the climate of the team? Really not, because Anthony Davis even said something about him not knowing what he was doing. But y'all interviewed the guy and y'all brought him in, right? And I guarantee you that LeBron had something to do with him coming here. Now, Dana, I'm gonna say this: Luke Walton, trash. He was trash. He should have never got the job in the first place. I'm gonna say that. He was trash. He should never got the job in Sacramento. He was trash. Bottom line. He coached Golden State, which was easy. Just throw the ball out there and let it roll, and they do what they do. You know what I'm saying? He was another like if you really think about even with Pat Riley, he didn't do a lot of coaching. He substituted, but man, Magic ran that team. You look at the Celtics, Larry Bird ran that team. They was the ones that was the brainstorms behind them teams. But them coaches got credit for wins. You know what I'm saying? Them coaches go in the Hall of Fame because of wins. So I'm gonna say this though. I hope JJ Redick does well for them, because if he doesn't, nobody's gonna want to coach that team. And then if that's the case, let LeBron be the coach player, and then let it fall as it may. Why not do it like that? Because nobody else is gonna want to coach that team. Nobody. Because he's fired. That's another coach that he's gotten fired. And they've had 4 coaches in since he's been here in LA. 4. That's the most that anybody has gotten rid of. 4 coaches, and they got to pay all these guys money. They got to still pay them money. So I don't get it, man. I really don't get that. Real quick, I wanted to get that Reggie Jackson thing in, but I couldn't. Dana, you had some homework. Did you find out what we asked you about last week?
Yeah, I was wrong. He had no recordings, but he had meetings.
Okay.
And he had racial discrimination cases against the Dolphins, Broncos, and Giants.
That's because they didn't want to. Because he knew he was gonna be. They knew he was gonna be the puppet. He was a token black to do an interview, so they could say they checked off the block. Basically, that's what that was all about.
He did that for the Rooney Rule.
Hey, let me say something about that.
Go ahead.
Brian Flores, and I'll tell y'all again, I said it last week, I don't put a lot of stock in what he says, because all of us, okay, if this happened in year 1 of his job as a coach at the Miami Dolphins, that he was asked to tank games, and we're going to pay you $100,000 per loss that you lose, because the owner really wanted Joe Burrow. Okay. If you're such a Mr. Integrity, I'm all about the fairness of the game, I don't do nothing illegal, why would you wait to year 3 to start talking about that? Why wouldn't you say, hey, this is not the way I do business, I'm sorry, I can't coach for this man because he's asked me to do something that I don't believe in? That's when you gain credibility with the rest of the owners across the league. Now you open yourself up to get another coaching job. But now when you don't wait until you get fired, then all of a sudden now you you missed integrity and I'm the victim here. Come on, man. You need to bring that stuff up from day one if that's an issue for you.
Okay. I mean, you got a legitimate gripe, but I think sometimes you allow people to do certain things to a certain point, and you like, yo, I guess they're not catching on, and I'm not gonna do what you asked me to do, so I guess I got to move on. But again, Flores came from the Belichick tree, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so that means that he has the understanding of how to play the game of football. Look at how many assistant coaches came from his tree that coached in the NFL. So again, I think that race played a part of this. I think the thing with Tom Brady had an issue. Because I'm telling you, Dana told us. He told us back then that he's coming to Tampa to play for 1 year, and he's gonna get part ownership of the Dolphins, and he's gonna ride on the sunset down in Miami, hang out at South Beach, and make money. And it got exposed by Flores, and then everything fell downhill. But they found out that there was some tampering going on because Miami got fined. So Curry, there is. But so Curry, so something
that was definitely tampering going on. We already knew that. We already knew that the Dolphins wanted to tank. There's never been a question that they wanted to tank. But the point is why you want to bring that up 3 years later. If you he come from Belichick. Y'all said he came from Belichick. That right there, from the jump. He played under Belichick under all them years for them. He said worry about that.
You got a point. You have a point there. You have a point there. I can't disagree with you on that.
The only reason he brought that up because they fired him, and now he wants to make it a race issue. Man, everything happens ain't race. The man wanted to win some football games, and it's unfortunate that he just got caught up in the middle. Now, I would have respected the guy a lot more if he'd have just came up and said, "Hey, this is what I don't believe in, and I can't buy into this. So hey, find you another coach."
But Curry, the race part didn't come in until after, and the race part didn't come in until after he applied for the job for who was it? Who was it? The Jets or somebody? Because Belichick called him. Belichick called him and congratulated him for the job, and then that's when the Giants, and then he didn't get the job. He didn't get the job, so that's where the race part of it came in. That's what that he said, and that's when he said that's why he brought that in with the other teams. He said, "Yo, I just came in as a token black because they had to check that block off the Rooney Rule to say they interviewed a black, and now they're gonna hire who they want to hire." So Belichick knew the situation, and he's opened up his mouth. But see that's when he said, "Okay, I got a lawsuit because they really wasn't going to hire me, but he thought they were. Somebody told him they were going to hire me, but they didn't hire me, and then it all came back fourfold. That
well, for real, Belichick told on everybody.
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
Belichick the one that brought this to the light.
Basically, yep. Basically, he brought it to light when he made it.
It was Brian versus Brian, though. It was Flores versus what was the dude, the ball or whatever.
Huh?
I mean, he said Brian was getting the job. That's the guy who got the job for the Giants. Brian.
Brian did. But
Yeah,
see, that's the part about it is though. But see, that's the part about it. When he said, "Oh, I'm sorry, you're the wrong. It wasn't you. It was supposed to get a job," but that makes it look like collusion. For real, right or wrong. All right, guys, let's.
That was a text message he sent, and he said he sent it to the wrong guy. That could be another email.
Okay, yeah, there was a text message, but the thing about it is though, now but Dable was he came from Buffalo, right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, he came from Buffalo.
He came from Buffalo.
Yeah.
He was the OC.
Yeah.
So Buffalo.
So I think there was some truth to that. I don't know if you guys watched the WNBA game yesterday. Chicago against Indiana Fever. Probably one of the best games. One of the best games I watched all year long. But I'm gonna say this though, Angel Reese balled out. She's breaking all kind of records. She has to be, in my opinion, the front runner for Rookie of the Year.
Yeah.
What she did yesterday was incredible. Down by 15, she put him on her back. She said, I got the dog in me. And she said it. It was funny because she didn't say it like she really meant it. She just said it just to say it. You know what I'm saying? But she definitely balled out yesterday. Her and is it Cardoza? They're that team is going to be really good. Chicago Sky is going to be really good with them two on their team because it's all about rebounding for them. Now they were getting on Caitlin Clark for not being able to shoot the ball last night, and I don't know if you guys watched the game. And I'm gonna say this to you: if that would have been LeBron James, they'd have been all on him because you know how LeBron James says some people say he makes the right play instead of shooting the ball. That's what happened to Caitlin. She got the ball, they double team and she bounced it to Boston. Boston misses the three, right? Caitlin couldn't get loose because they doubled her. And that was a good play. They said we're not gonna lose to you. If we're gonna lose this game, we'll let somebody else shoot the three. But it was a really good game yesterday. I think both of them are gonna fight. They're gonna get that last. One of them are gonna get that last spot, that 8th spot. But again, the media makes it about Caitlin and Reese, and I'm telling you, Reese balled out.
Yeah.
Cardoza, I think that's how you pronounce her name. She balled out. It was an entertaining game yesterday. Cardoso. Yeah, it was a really entertaining game yesterday, and Caitlin played good. She played good. They just made sure that she couldn't shoot. You know, so now what she got to learn how to do, Curry, is create her own shot. You know what I'm saying? Because she can shoot from like she's a jump shooter. She's like Curry. Give her the ball, she shoots. She don't have to dribble. She don't want to dribble or anything. She got to be wide open to shoot it. And I guess that comes along with learning how to play the game at the next level here. But again, it was a great game, man. And I just don't want. I just need them to stop making it a white or black thing. Just make it about basketball, man. Just make it about basketball. That's all I want them to do. Just make it about basketball. You know, but again, if Caitlin is bringing money to the league, ladies gotta take that money and run with it. Run so fast and don't look back. Do not look back. I'm next week I'm gonna play that Reggie Jackson part because I think that's really important for us guys to hear that about how he was treated. It's pretty much almost like Jackie Robinson, guys, that he had to slip out. He had to slip out the back door because they're gonna burn the house down and things of that nature, man. And again, I'm gonna say this as a black person, as a black person, as an African American person. If it wasn't for what's his name? Oh, come on, help me out. He passed away. He had a cool saying like, no, he said like cool as the other side of the pillow. Come on. He was on ESPN. Oh my God.
It was Squat.
Stuart Scott, yeah.
Stuart Scott. Yeah. Stuart Scott was one of the coolest dudes on the air, man. And
yes, he was.
I'm gonna tell you right now, that dude could talk.
He made ESPN cool.
He definitely did. I love that he said he cooler than the other side of the pillow.
Stephen A.
Yeah, before Stephen A, man. And I know you guys want. I know y'all want to talk about Stephen A and his money. And I'm gonna say this to him, man, get your money. If I'm gonna say
Stop.
this, Pat, hold up. He's better than Pat McAfee. And I'm gonna say this to you, Pat McAfee, borderline. I'm telling you right now. To me, he's borderline prejudice because he says some things that just ain't right, man. And I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna let it speak for itself. But if you never watch the show, check out the show. Just watch the show because he said some things. I'm like, yo, why they allow him to get away with some of the things he say? But again, Stephen A. Smith is getting a little. His head getting a little big. I'm gonna say that he's getting a little big.
See, I feel like it's a generational thing. Like give it, like with a generation, like the younger, like not me, but like the younger people that I am, like they like what he's saying. So I give it like 20 years. Like let's say like when Pat retires, or like his ESPN's done.
Okay.
Like that next person, then that generation's gonna hate that person. Like the people that like Pat are gonna not like that person.
Right. And I'm not saying I don't like him, but I don't like some of the things he say and how he says it because again, it's just something about him that don't sit right with me. I'm just saying it don't sit right with me. But again, Stephen A, man, get your money.
Yeah,
Get
but
all your money.
he's asking for a contract that players ask for.
So should he make more money than Pat McAfee?
I think he should make more money than Pat McAfee, yes, because he's been holding it down for ESPN for a lot longer. But I think that his contract, he's asking for $25 million. I mean, players are getting $25 million. He's never played a professional sport ever. He's reporting on it. I just feel like that's a lot. Like players don't get $25 million.
And you do have a point there because he's not. His background is basketball for real. If you want to think about it, he was a Sixers reporter, and then I think he did the Knicks for a little bit. And he first started out it was called Cold Pizza. That's when he first started out, right? Yeah. And so he moved on to First Take with Skip, and Skip is just. I know Skip's a Donald Trump guy. I know it. I know it. I just know it. But it is what it is. But look how many sports analysts has been his way with Skip. I mean with Stephen A. that's gone to the wayside. Now I'm gonna say this. I don't even like some of the stuff Shannon Sharp say because he's more football than anything else. You know what I'm saying? And I think that sometimes Steve leads him on to say certain things in the conversation. But I'll tell you who like we ain't heard from Clark in a while, right? And I think Clark signed a contract, but he ain't been on First Take in a minute. It seemed like when people correct him, they end up leaving and never coming back. Like Monica McNutt was on there, Granny. She just recently came back, and if you saw his body language while she was on, that was so disrespectful, so disrespectful. And who else was on there? Somebody else, Ryan Clark, and Ryan Clark hasn't been on there either. And that guy, he's very knowledgeable. He reminds me of a JJ Redick when it comes to football. So again, I'm never saying that. I'm gonna say this to you, Rich. As a black person, I've never got my 40 acres in my mill. So give me what I deserve that you told me I could get, and I'm okay with that.
I mean,
let me work my 40 acres, and let me get my meal, and then let me work it.
Man,
Also,
That's what I'm
Rich,
saying.
Stephen A. did play sports. He was a college basketball player.
I said he
Yeah,
never
but he
played a
said he never
professional sport.
played it professionally.
He was
He never played it
close.
professionally.
That's not.
Yeah, yeah.
That's only good in
He
horseshoes
was
and
close.
dynamite.
Yeah, yeah. But go ahead, Rich. Go ahead, Rich.
Hand
I
grenade.
just think, yeah. I just think 25 million. I mean, that's a player's contract. 4 years, $25 million. Like I could hear, or 4 years, $100 million. I could see a backup quarterback signing a contract like that. Like he's putting his health on the line. Stephen A. is sitting in a studio talking to people and yelling, and it just it he doesn't do anything but talk. He just runs his mouth. And I'm not a big Stephen A. fan, but I don't care who it is. 4 years, $25 million to talk, or 4 years, $100 million just to talk. That's just come on.
Have you thought about what movie stars make?
I mean, I
Now the
get it,
question,
but
the question
again,
is,
All
though,
entertainment.
movie stars, depending on what type of movie, like Tom Cruise does his own stunts. So if they want to give Tom Cruise 4 action movies $100 million, I'm with it because Tom Cruise could fall off the helicopter and be gone. Stephen A. He falls off the chair. What? Maybe bruise. At most, bumps his head on the microphone or something. I don't even. It doesn't make it doesn't make sense.
Hey, Curry, what you think about Stephen A. Smith?
I personally, I like Stephen A. Smith. I like. I guess I'm kind of mixed with him because he's knowledgeable in a lot of areas, but some things I just don't think he should even touch on, and I won't go into some of that stuff. That some things I think he keeps
Boxing.
out of his league. But you're right. He's a basketball guy. He probably know more basketball than I've done forgot. He's done forgot more than I know, I should say. But yeah, he knows his stuff. I like him. If he got a chance to get the bag, man, go on and get it. I ain't got no problem with it because everybody else seems like they getting it. Why not him?
Right. What's up, Matthew?
you know what he should do if he doesn't take the ESPN contract or ESPN declines him? He should go to NBC and do the NBA.
And that's a good point, man.
Like if he's so knowledgeable with basketball, you see him in the NBA finals every year when ESPN does their finals and the
And
pregame shows.
He chose the Mavs, though.
But what'd you say?
He chose the Mavs.
He did chose him in 7 games. That just goes to let you
That ain't
know.
very knowledgeable.
He don't like the Celtics because he's a Knicks fan. But the thing about it is, what I do like about him, though, guys, is that he'll defer to somebody else. He'll say, I don't know much about this, but he'll defer to somebody else. I do like that part about him. But at the same token, though, he needs to learn. He needs to learn about certain things. Like they're not going to talk about hockey on First Take. You know what I'm saying? And that's something that he needs to talk about because there are a lot of black people that like hockey. You know what I'm saying? Speaking of hockey, anybody know what the score is? Let's see.
1-1.
Okay. Look, see, all of us know what the score is, right?
I think we all
Yep.
know that one.
Hey, it might go into OT.
Appreciate playing.
But again, he doesn't talk about soccer, which he should talk about soccer. He should talk about baseball. He barely talks about baseball.
Barely talks about college sports.
He doesn't talk much about that. And so there are certain things that he probably should. If he wants that 25 million, then I'm gonna say to him, okay, you want it? This is what I need you to do. I need you to talk more about this sport, this sport, this sport. And the thing about it is, sit down and start watching it and reading. And the thing about it is, with sports, man, we all have our opinions. You know what I'm saying? So nobody's saying your opinion is better than my opinion, and that's what it basically is. That's what it boils down to. You know. And does he?
I think a lot of that ESPN stuff, I think it's scripted anyway. I don't know that he really has the. I don't know if he can freelance to the point where he can just start talking about what he wants to talk about. I think it's kind of a scripted to what they're gonna talk about already. Because what's that lady name on there? She
Molly
got
Curran.
everything scripted. That's what they're gonna talk about.
Molly Curran. Like that's even with the girl that was there before her. Come on, Mo.
Gary Champion.
Yeah, them two got into it, and she left. And you ain't seen her. You haven't seen her on nothing since she left there.
You're right.
Nothing. It's like what was the one where they had what's the one that had the color eyes with the dude that was on ESPN? And oh, what's her name? And now she's
yeah. I know you're talking about
Jamel.
No, he's
Jamel Hill.
Slim girl.
No, Jamel. Jamel Hill. Yeah. Oh boy, he done dropped off the map. But Jamel Hill, she's still around, and she's more into politics with sports than there's anything else. She said something, and they got rid of them altogether. You know. Now, some people may say that Stephen A. Smith is a yes man, but he's getting his bag. You know, but sometimes are you selling your soul to the devil to get what you want?
See, I remember before Stephen A. Smith was a thing, ESPN's top show was a Mike and Mike in the morning.
Yep.
And me and my dad, we would wake up at like 5 in the morning before school. Before he dropped me off at school, he's like, "Hey, we're gonna watch an hour of this, and then I'm gonna take you to school." And we would both watch it every day.
Mike and Mike was good, and also you had the Greek, the guy that they would have questions against each other.
Oh yeah, they still do that show.
That was a good show too, as well.
Yeah, it's still going.
All right, guys, we had our 2 minute, we had our 2 hour slot, so we got to end this thing real good. Let's go around the horn real quick. Mo, what we looking forward towards in the coming days or coming months? What you looking forward to?
I hate Philly.
That hate runs deep.
I gotta get it in. It does. It does. Even worse, one of my friends posted it 5 years ago. 5 years ago. Actually, I think it was longer than that. I think it was like 2015, so it's 10 years ago.
Oh my goodness.
That hate runs deep.
Matthew, leave us something good, please.
Do not give up and always follow your dreams, no matter who is trying to stop you.
Okay.
Philly tried to stop my dream.
Curry, what's up? What you got?
I'm looking forward to preseason football in the next 6 weeks. Once we get past this NBA, this NHL, and then the NBA draft and all that kind of leading up, get past all that. I'm looking forward to some NFL preseason football. Then I know football is back.
Okay, Dana, what you got for us?
Yes, sir. Oh, I'm looking forward to NFL football. I'm looking forward to the Lakers really messing up this year. And I just want to see LeBron retire. But it's good talking and listening to you guys. I really appreciate listening to you guys. But y'all gonna believe in them Dolphins this year.
Two ain't get his money yet.
Nope.
That's all right. He'll get it after the Super Bowl. We won't overpay like they did.
He's gonna get that T-Mobile contract.
That's ready for cha-ching, a little bit more from your favor.
Rich, talk to us, man.
I'm looking forward to July 4th weekend. Because I'm off for work. I got a long weekend. I'm spending some time with my family.
That's what's up.
And then the Olympics. And I want to see Sha'Carri win gold.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to and football. I've been ready for football. It's time to go. Let's go. Yeah.
Hey, so you know they got breakdancing now in the Olympics, so I'm looking forward to that. That was Tony told me, he said Cav, he said they got breakdancing in football. I mean breakdancing in the Olympics. I said, yeah, I'm gonna watch it too. And so I'm going to make it my business to watch breakdancing.
You know what?
I'm
We
waiting to
should
see
just enter and do like a New Jack Swing break dance. Just go out there.
Nah,
Yeah, we're gonna be on the injury report.
Yo,
I'm gonna break something. I'm not gonna
Sandman
break
just
dance
became
anything. I'm gonna break something.
Turbo.
I can do the robot. I do the robot part. I can do the
You
robot.
the next Turbo? You the next Turbo now?
Hey, I'll do that Bobby Brown "Oh Yes" dance.
Um, what I'm looking forward to is this the Olympics. I'm really looking forward to the Olympics, seeing how well we do on track and field. I think we're gonna surprise some countries and we're gonna do well. The only thing I don't like about track and field is that you can run good all year long. You can consistently be at 10-2, and then you get to Olympic trials and run 10-4, and you come in third place and you don't qualify. I'm looking at if you consistently run the 10-2, that's good because you can run a 10-1 one time and you're not gonna run that. You may not run it again. That's a perfect race for you. But if you're consistently running those, then you got to keep them around. Go ahead, Mo. You got something to say?
No, I was just saying that all it takes is one race.
Yeah, and see that's the only thing I don't like, and
So it's just one race.
Sha'Carri's
whoever
breaking the
wins
world
that.
record.
So it's gonna be some nice things going on, man.
I heard Snoop was running.
Yo, did you see that race?
No, I didn't.
200.
Oh, y'all didn't see Snoop racing? Did he ran the 200?
No, what he run the 200 in? But
The 200
1 minute
meter.
and what?
10,
He ran it.
34, 34, 44.
What?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, yeah. He ran against two duds too. It was terrible. It was all a show, but it was cool to see Snoop out there running. He's 50 plus.
Yeah, I'm saying.
Yeah.
Ain't no way. No, okay. I guess we make you
He's
do
still
strange
alive.
things.
He did it. He did it for us.
He did it for us. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Go Snoop.
Matthew's young. He's a young man. We getting up there. He did it for us. I felt good.
All right, guys. Appreciate y'all hanging with me, man. Again, I'm gonna send out my prayers and thoughts and love to the Baltimore family. Man, I'm gonna miss you, dude. You my dude. You my dog. You my homie. My roadie, classmate, friend, brother-in-law, and you was in the Navy and couldn't swim. But that was my dog, man. That was my boy. He the one that started. He the one that got me into driving Cadillacs. To be honest with you, I was gonna stay with my 300.
Rest in peace, Eastern Baltimore.
And he said to me, he said, "Yo, you ever think
He was
about
one
buying a
of the coolest
Cadillac?"
guys ever.
I was like, "Nah, man, I don't want no Cadillac." He said, "Man, go drive one. I guarantee you like it." And now I'm a Cadillac guy. All right, guys, man, I appreciate y'all hanging out with me, man. Y'all have a good night. Y'all be safe. Hey, make sure you guys stay hydrated because, man, this weather out here is crazy right now, man. It's ain't don't see no help coming no time soon, guys. This
Hotter than
weather,
fish grease.
hotter than fish grease.
Thank you for listening to the Just Us Sports Talk Show. You have been entertained in the sports world by K. Dix from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, the small city with a large heart, Dana the Hater Clark from St. Petersburg, Florida, and Murray E. Baskerville from Gotta Be More Careful, Baltimore, Maryland. Remember, we throw stones and we do live in glass houses. Big time players make big time plays and big time games. Stay ready to be ready. You have been listening to an In the Zone Sports Talk Radio production. Remember, you can hear us again on star107fm.com on Saturdays from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Be sure to download the Try99 TV app on any smart device and subscribe to In the Zone Sports Talk Television. The cost is $4.95. Thank you in advance for your support.